The first day of Kartik, we celebrate Sarat Purnima, the day of Krishna's Rasa-lila. Lord Shiva, who we are reading about, he also participated in the Rasa-lila. He wanted so much to see this Rasa-lila, more than anything. He is Atmarama, self-satisfied. He is the Lord of creation. But how he longed to not only see, but participate and render service to Krishna and his beloved devotees as they were performing this pastime. But it is so confidential. Sometimes people think, let me just go right to Rasa-lila. Srila Prabhupada tells, when people are giving Bhagavat Saptaha, oftentimes their main focus is on the Rasa-lila. So popular. The first time I rode on an airplane at Air India, there was pictures of Rasa-lila on the walls. Very, very popular pastime. But what people do not understand, it is the highest level of spiritual perfection. It is not that we can just talk about Rasa-lila and we're in the Rasa-lila. Even Lord Shiva was not given entrance into the Rasa-lila. What is our position? He had to perform tapasya. Vaishnavanam yata shambhu. He's the greatest of all Vaishnavas. So great that previously, to please the Lord, he was willing to drink unlimited quantities of deadly poison. Because he knew that there is nothing in this world that pleases the Lord more than showing compassion to those who are suffering. He was willing to do that. And he's always immersed in meditation on Krishna. But Lord Shiva was not given entrance into Rasa-lila because he didn't have the consciousness of a gopi. Even Lakshmi was not given entrance. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, the consort of Narayan, she was not qualified because she didn't have the perfect, pure spirit of love of the damsels of Vrindavan. What is our position? Lakshmi did tapasya. She could see it, but she could not enter it. Shiva performed tapasya. And by the blessings and mercy of Lalita, the friend of Sri Radha, he was told to take his bath in Mansarovar, which was filled by the tears of Radharani's separation from Krishna. And taking his bath there, he came out with body of gopi and sentiment of gopi. Gopeshwar Mahadev. And even he was given the service of being the guardian of the Rasa-lila. Highest thing, to serve the Lord and his beloved devotees. And if it is the Lord's will, he will bring us in. But what will attract Krishna's mercy? What will access that grace? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught. Gopi bhartur padakamalayora dasa das das anu das. to feel oneself anu. Very, very small. Servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis of Vrindavan. That aspiration attracts Krishna. Srila Prabhupada tells that this full moon night of the Sarad season is the most beautiful moon of the whole year. When this Vrindavan Chandra, when this moon was rising, Vrindavan Chandra, the moon of Vrindavan, Krishna, he felt deep ecstatic desire to give the highest pleasure to his devotees and to experience the highest joy himself. On the bank of the Yamuna, under the Bamsiba tree, he played upon his flute. Not just music, as we know. There are professional flute players who play very nice, and it mystifies our mind. But Krishna's flute, the intimate, infinite love of his heart, he blows through the holes of his flute. It manifests as the sweetest of all songs, permeates the environment, enters into the ears of gopis, and then into their hearts. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when that flute entered into the ears of gopis, it was like a bird going in and then making a nest to block anything else out. They could not hear anything, see anything, think of anything except Krishna. Krishna was calling them. When the call of the Lord came to the gopis, their only ambition was to please him. And despite all obstacles, they abandoned all attachments to their families, to social acceptability, to Vedic injunctions. Risk great danger without even consideration in their original spiritual bodies. They went into the forest of Vrindavan to meet Gopinath. Or more precisely, Rasbihari. But tonight at Radha Gopinath temple, more precisely will be Gopinath. Sriman Rasarasarambi Vamsi Vatatastita Karshan Venu Swanara Gopi or Gopinatha Shriyestanaha. As they hurried through the forest, they did not consider any material conceptions. Some of them even, because they were being stopped by their relatives, by Krishna's arrangement, just to fulfill their burning desire to please him, they manifested material bodies that stayed home while they left in their spiritual bodies. And when they came to that holy site that Krishna was standing, Krishna was so pleased. Oh, you have come to see the beautiful forest of Vrindavan. And you have abandoned everything just to see me. Now you should be satisfied. You should be satisfied because you have fulfilled your ambition, but you have duties to the Vedas to return and serve your families. So please go home. They wept and they cried. Krishna, our only love is you. You are the super soul in everyone's heart. When you leave a person's body, they are dead. No one loves a dead body. The only person that anyone ever loves is you, and only you. You are the all-attractive one. You have stolen our hearts. We have given everything only for you. Krishna was pleased and satisfied the gopis. They were laughing and they were joking together. And Krishna was so kind to each of them that each was thinking that Krishna is giving such attention, such affection to me. Krishna sensed pride in their hearts. Suddenly, he disappeared. And gopis were looking everywhere, crying, weeping, calling out his names, going through the forest, asking the trees, the deers, the moon, the stars, the skies, the leaves, the flowers, everything. Have you seen the son of Nanda? Intoxicated in their immersion in remembering Krishna. Together they were enacting his transcendental pastimes. As they were searching, they saw two sets of footprints. And they realized that Krishna had left all of us because there was one particular gopi whose love and devotion to him is supreme. In this particular incident, we find the crescendo of all Vedic literatures, where Shukadeva Goswami is revealing the real essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The love between Radha and Krishna. Shukadeva Goswami was not able to even speak Sri Radha's name or any of the names of the gopis in conjugal love. The acharyas explain perhaps it was because there were people who were not qualified to hear such a subject directly. And also because he himself is a resident of Vrindavan. If he speaks Sri Radha's names or any of these gopis who have the highest, purest and deepest love for Krishna, he may go into an ecstatic trance and interrupt his service to Maharaj Parikshit to speak the Bhagavatam within 7 days. But in this particular passage that we are celebrating today, the supreme glory of Sri Radha's love has been revealed to the world. This is the essence and culmination of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikratir Hladini Shakti Ashmat. That the absolute truth is one, but the Lord manifests two forms eternally, as the supreme enjoyer and the supreme enjoyed, as the supreme beloved Krishna and the supreme lover Sri Radha. He is the Hladini Shakti, she is the Hladini Shakti, the pleasure potency of the Lord, the source and reservoir of all love, all devotion. As we are all part and parcel of Krishna, whatever love is dormant within our heart is part and parcel of the love of Sri Radha. And Krishna is conquered even by the love of any living being who loves him pure, following in the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan. But the supreme source, origin of all love, that is Srimati Radharani. And in the highest pastime of all pastimes, he wanted to reveal this to the world. And Srila Prabhupada explains that Chaitanya Charitamrita begins where Srimad Bhagavatam ends. The culmination of Bhagavatam, after describing pure devotional service through various great Paramhamsa Vaishnavas, we find the love of Radha for Krishna. Even Krishna cannot understand that love. Although he is the knower of everything past, present, and future. So Krishna takes the complexion of Srimati Radharani and the spirit of pure devotion, the love of Radharani. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Krishna tells his eternal consort, I am going to incarnate to taste the sweetness of your love. I am going to enter deeply into your heart to taste the sweetest of all ecstasies. Why? Because although I'm the reservoir of all pleasure, I see when you taste my love, you experience tens and millions of times more happiness than I do. So Lord Chaitanya comes, Krishna, to taste the sweetness of Radha's love. And Sri Radharani says, but when you come, you will roll in the ground in ecstasy whenever you chant your own holy names. So to protect you, I will cover your body with my own golden complexion. And Lord Chaitanya comes to distribute that love to the world. Then they find that Krishna left Sri Radha also. Because she became proud that he has left everyone only for me. All the gopis were together, and they came to the bank of Yamuna, and they sang Krishna's names and glories, the Gopi Gita, songs of separation. Krishna appeared before them. The gopis asked Krishna, can you explain? Some people, they are affectionate to friends who show them affection, but not others. Other people, they are affectionate and eager to serve, even to those who do not reciprocate, and who are inimical or even indifferent to them. And other people, they're not affectionate to anyone. They're asking this question because they wanted to know why. They give their lives only for him. Why did he leave? Krishna replied that a so-called friend will show affection to another friend who is affectionate toward him or her. Those people, their motive is only to benefit themselves. And if they do not expect to get the pleasure of that person's affection, they will stop all service. They will cut the connection. These are false friends. But those who are really merciful, or who are like parents, they are naturally affectionate. They will serve even those who do not reciprocate with themselves. Their devotion is selfless. They are the true followers of the highest religion and the well-wishers of all living beings. And then there are those who are either spiritually satisfied, self-satisfied, or materially fulfilled, or are ungrateful, or envious of their superiors. Those persons will not even love those who love them. They are inimical. But, Krishna explains, the reason I do not immediately reciprocate with my devotee, even if they worship me with all their hearts, is only to intensify their loving devotion toward me. Then they become like a poor man who gains great wealth and then loses it. In such anxiety, they cannot think of anything except what they lost. My dear gopis, Krishna says, you have abandoned everything for me. You have abandoned your social prestige. You have abandoned the Vedic principles and even the love of your families. Your devotion is spotless. I disappeared from you only because I wanted to increase your attachment to me. But while I was away, I was always thinking of you with love. So please do not harbor any bad feelings toward me. Then Krishna spoke those immortal words. I cannot repay you for your spotless devotion, even in a lifetime of Lord Brahma. So please, let your own glorious deeds be the compensation. Krishna revealed to the world the glory of pure devotional service. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami tells that the pleasures in this world are very insignificant and flickering. But the Vedic literatures describe the happiness, the perfect happiness of Brahman realization. But more perfect, infinitely more perfect, is the happiness of prema, or pure love of God. Rupa Goswami tells that compared to the ocean of joy one experiences in loving Krishna, the happiness of Brahman realization, mukti, is only like a drop. But then Sanatana Goswami, who quotes Krishna himself, that the most perfect revelation is prema, or love, in separation. Because that love intensifies one's absorption in the Supreme, and the Lord within the heart reciprocates accordingly. Then Krishna performs his Rasa-lila with the Braja Gopis. And to satisfy each and every one of their hearts' desires to serve him, to please him, they had not even a tinge of desire for their own personal concerns. They're willing to go to hell forever to relieve Krishna for headache for a moment. To please the devotee, the gopis' desire to serve him. He manifested himself between each gopi. So each one was personally, intimately with him. The Acharyas explained the nature of this wonderful pastime. The gopis were in their original spiritual bodies. It was a pastime beyond the modes of material nature. It is actually Krishna, who is the one supreme absolute truth, the cause of all causes, who is the only enjoyer and the only object of enjoyment. That one Supreme Lord Krishna expands himself as all living entities simply for the reciprocation of love. And some acharyas give the analogy how just like a child plays with his own reflection, Krishna's playing with his own expansions. This is the supreme, pristine glory of the pastimes of Vrindavan, which culminates in the love between Krishna and gopis. And Srila Prabhupada explains how Shukadev Goswami, he was the most staunch renunciate. He didn't even see the dualities of this world. When he left his father, there were young ladies bathing naked. And when he walked by, they just went on bathing. When Vyasadeva came looking for him, they all became very much in anxiety and put clothes on them. Vyasadeva asked, "Why? I'm an old man. He's young like you. Why you were not disturbed when he came by?" I guess sometimes ladies understand the minds of men better than men understand the minds of men. They said because he doesn't see the difference between man and woman. He's beyond these dualities. But you're a grihasta, so you have to see these things. You may be a self-realized soul, but still you have to discriminate. So this is Shukadev Goswami. Narada Muni, Parvat Muni, Vashishta Muni, Vishwamitra Muni, Gautam Rishi, all these great sages are assembled for Maharaj Parikshit. Who is the purest, most worthy person to speak the Srimad Bhagavatam? Shukadev Goswami. This greatest of renunciates is extolling the supreme glory of the love of the gopis. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, crest jewel of sannyasis, he is teaching there is no prem, there is no pure spiritual love that is equal to that of the gopis of Vrindavan. And the Goswamis, Tyaktva Turanamashesha Mandalapati Srenim Sadatuchava. They were young, they were handsome, they were wealthy, they had power. They gave up everything to wear kopan, live under tree on the cold soil of Brajbhumi. Crest jewel of all renunciates. But they reveal to the world the absolute purity of the pastimes between Krishna and gopis as the highest expression of the ecstatic love between the soul and God. That is Sharad Purnima, which we are celebrating today. It is also the disappearance day of Murari Gupta.